They tell you to wait for the fear to go away. That is a lie. Fear never disappears. It is a constant companion on the road to greatness. It is the shadow that follows ambition, the cold whisper in the ear of every dreamer. You think the brave feel no fear. They feel it more than anyone. They feel it in their bones, in the pit of their stomach, in the rapid beat of their heart. But they do not wait. They do not hesitate. They do not stand still, hoping the feeling will pass, because they know a fundamental truth. Action must come first. Action is the antidote to fear. It is the only thing that silences the doubt, the only force strong enough to break the paralysis. You are waiting for a sign. You are waiting for the fear to subside. You are waiting for a moment that will never arrive. The fear will be there when you start. It will be there as you continue, and it will be there when you succeed. The question is not whether you feel fear. The question is what you will do with it. Will you let it be your cage, or will you make it your fuel? The choice has always been yours. Stop waiting. Start moving. Act now. Look around you, at the walls you have built, at the routine you have perfected. This is your comfort zone. It feels safe. It feels known. It feels comfortable. But it is not a sanctuary. It is a cage, a beautifully decorated prison of your own making. It keeps you warm while the world outside freezes. But it also keeps you small. It keeps you stagnant. It keeps you stuck. Every day you spend inside these walls, your potential shrinks. Your dreams fade. Your spirit withers. You tell yourself it is practical. You tell yourself it is sensible. You tell yourself you are content. But late at night, in the quiet moments, you feel it. The dull ache of a life unlived. The silent scream of a future you are sacrificing for a present you can control. The comfort zone promises security but delivers only regret. It promises peace but creates a war within your soul. It is the enemy of your growth. It is the graveyard of your ambitions. You were not born to live a small, comfortable life. You were born to strive, to explore, to become, and that cannot happen here. Not within these walls. You must break free. Growth is not a gentle process. It is a violent tearing away of the old self. It is messy. It is painful. It is uncomfortable. Growth only happens through discomfort. Think of a seed. To grow, it must break through the earth. It must push against the darkness and the pressure. Think of a muscle. To become stronger, it must be torn. It must be pushed past its limits. It must endure stress. Why would your life be any different? You want to grow without struggle. You want to evolve without pain. You want to transform without discomfort. That is not growth. That is a fantasy. Every step forward requires you to step into the unknown, into a place of unease, into a challenge that makes your hands sweat and your heart pound. Discomfort is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is the sign that you are on the *1. It is the feeling of your limits expanding. It is the sound of your old self breaking to make way for the new. Embrace the discomfort. Lean into the pressure. Seek out the challenges that scare you. Because on the other side of that feeling is everything you have ever wanted. On the other side of discomfort is the person you were always meant to become. What is courage? It is not the absence of fear. It is not recklessness. It is not a gift given to a chosen few. Courage is a decision, a choice made in the face of terror. Courage is acting despite fear. It is feeling the tremble in your hands and clenching them into fists. It is hearing the voice of doubt and speaking your truth anyway. It is seeing the mountain in front of you and taking the first step. Courage is not a feeling. It is an action. It is the quiet resolve to move forward when every instinct screams for you to retreat. It is the commitment you make to your future self. A promise that you will not let fear dictate your destiny. You possess this courage. It lies dormant within you, waiting to be called upon. It is not in your muscles but in your will. It is not in your circumstances but in your character. Stop waiting to feel brave. Bravery is not a prerequisite for action. Bravery is the result of action. You become courageous by doing courageous things. You build your strength by facing your weaknesses. Feel the fear, acknowledge it, and then take the step. Make the call. Start the project. Speak up. That single act, in that single moment, is courage in its purest form. You want guarantees. You want certainty. You want a map that shows you the way without any chance of getting lost. But that map does not exist. The greatest rewards in life are hidden behind a veil of uncertainty. Risk is necessary for success and personal growth. Every great achievement in human history was born from a risk. The risk of sailing into an unknown ocean. The risk of investing in a radical idea. The risk of speaking truth to power. The risk of loving someone with your whole heart. Without risk, there is no innovation. There is no progress. There is no evolution. And this applies to you. Your personal success, your fulfillment, your very growth as a human being depends on your willingness to take risks, to risk failure, to risk rejection, to risk looking foolish, to risk losing what you have for the chance to gain something more. The life you want is on the other side of the risk you are unwilling to take. Your dream job is on the other side of that risky application. Your great love story is on the other side of that risky hello. Your masterpiece is on the other side of the risky first attempt. Stop seeing risk as a threat. Start seeing it as an opportunity. It is the price of admission for a meaningful life. A life of purpose, a life of achievement, a life worth living. There are two pains in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. One is temporary, the other lasts a lifetime. You are so afraid of failure, the sting of falling short, the embarrassment of a mistake. But you should be terrified of something far worse. You should be terrified of regret. Failure teaches. Regret destroys. Failure is a lesson. It shows you what does not work. It reveals your weaknesses. It builds your resilience. Each failure is a stepping stone, a piece of data, a necessary part of the journey. It is the price of ambition. It is proof that you tried. Regret is a ghost. It haunts you with what ifs. What if I had taken that chance? What if I had spoken up? What if I had just tried? Regret is the slow poison of a life lived in the shadows of fear. It is the heavy burden of potential left unrealized. It hollows you out from the inside. Years from now, you will not remember the small failures. There will be footnotes in your story of success, but you will remember the chances you did not take. You will be haunted by the person you could have become. Choose your pain. Will you endure the temporary sting of failure? Or will you carry the permanent weight of regret? One builds you, the other breaks you. Choose wisely. You are waiting. You are scanning the horizon for the perfect conditions, the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling of readiness. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It will never come. The stars will never align perfectly. The traffic lights of life will never all be green at the same time. Someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you. The perfect moment is a myth. It is an excuse. It is a rationalization for your fear. This moment, right now, is the only moment you have. This imperfect, messy, uncertain moment is your point of power. It is the only time you can act, the only time you can choose, the only time you can begin. Waiting for perfection is a form of procrastination. It is a clever trick your mind plays on you to keep you safe in your comfort zone. It is a guarantee of inaction. The world does not reward perfectionists. It rewards those who start, those who ship, those who dare to be imperfect. The conditions will never be perfect, but your will to act can be. Stop waiting. The clock is ticking. The perfect moment is now. Whose permission are you waiting for? Whose approval do you seek? Are you waiting for a sign from the universe? For your parents to say it is okay? For your friends to cheer you on? For society to give you a gold star? Stop waiting for permission or validation. No one is coming. No one is going to knock on your door and anoint you as ready. No one can give you the authority to pursue your own dreams. That power belongs to you and you alone. You are the CEO of your life, the captain of your soul, the architect of your destiny. Seeking validation from others is outsourcing yourself. It is making your happiness dependent on their opinion. It is giving away your power. You do not need their approval. You need your own. You do not need them to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself. The only permission you ever needed was your own. Give it to yourself. Grant yourself the authority to go after what you want. Validate your own ambition. Approve your own dreams. Declare that you are worthy, that you are capable, and that you are starting now, with or without their applause. The feeling of ready is a mirage in the desert of fear. You chase it, but you never reach it. You believe that one more book, one more course, one more day of planning will finally make you feel prepared. It will not. Readiness is not a feeling you acquire before you begin. It is a status you earn through the act of beginning. Start before you feel ready. The swimmer does not learn to swim on dry land. They learn by jumping into the water. The artist does not become a master by staring at a blank canvas. They become a master by making the first stroke, and then another, and another. You're not ready feeling is just your fear wearing a clever disguise. It is your comfort zone fighting to keep you imprisoned. Starting before you are ready is an act of faith. Faith in your ability to learn. Faith in your capacity to adapt. Faith in your resilience to overcome the inevitable mistakes. You will figure it out along the way. You will learn more from 1 hour of doing than from 100 hours of planning. Action creates clarity. Movement creates momentum. Stop using "I'm not ready" as an excuse. It is the biggest lie you tell yourself. You are as ready now as you will ever be. Jump, the water will hold you. You look at the mountain and you are paralyzed. The goal seems too big, the journey too long, the risk too great, so you do nothing. You are thinking too big. You are trying to conquer the entire mountain in a single leap. It is impossible. The secret is not in the giant leap. It is in the first small step. Small risks create momentum. A small risk is a tiny bet on yourself. Sending one email, making one phone call, writing one page, doing one push-up. It is a manageable act that breaks the inertia of fear. It is a small victory, and that small victory creates a ripple effect. It builds confidence, it generates energy, it creates momentum. One small risk makes the next one easier, and the next one easier still. Soon you are not just taking small steps, you are jogging, then you are running, you are climbing. The momentum becomes a powerful force, carrying you forward, making the once unthinkable feel possible. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. Do not underestimate the power of a single, small, courageous act. It is the spark that ignites the fire. It is the seed from which the forest grows. What is one small risk you can take today? Right now, do it, and feel the momentum begin. Look at the path of least resistance, the safe harbor, the well-trodden road. It promises a life without major loss, a life without spectacular failure. But it also guarantees a life without spectacular success. Playing safe limits your potential. It puts a ceiling on what you can achieve, be, and experience. Every time you choose safety over risk, you are trading a piece of your potential for a little bit of comfort. You are telling the universe that you are content with mediocrity, that you are willing to settle for less than you are capable of. Your potential is not a fixed quantity. It is a muscle. If you do not stretch it, it atrophies. If you do not challenge it, it shrinks. Playing safe is the fastest way to